The top title is Engineering Virtual Worlds. So most likely we focus on the like VR or XR, and we focus on the immersive educations related to the cultural experience. And we at the end of this talk, we will also talk about like the LLM AI, how it can become the enablers to facilitate all the buildings of the virtual worlds. So I'm Lik-Hang from Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and I'm an assistant professor. And yes, so this is me. I studied in Hong Kong, and then during the COVID, I moved to Aarhus. Okay, actually I get stuck in Finland. Okay, and then I start my faculty, no, postdoc job, and then later on I moved to Korea, South Korea, and as an assistant professor and have my first faculty job. And now I'm in PolyU. Meanwhile, I also have a startup, but this I will not talk about this part in this talk because of the limited time. I guess I have 40 minutes. Yeah, so I have several books. Yeah, of course, I also read your books. I also have some copies. Yeah, so one of our recent book is the Handbook of the Metaverse, and I also being the consultants. And I think some years ago, in 2023, I go to Belfast and become the consultants for particular projects. Yes, and I also deliver like consultants for the uh, like corporate training for our authorities in Hong Kong. So this is some publicity locally, internationally, and I also have some media coverage related to LLM, and also we set up job app. And recently, more and more people talk about robotics, especially in China. Okay, in our Spring Festival events, we also have robotics dancing. So people love to talk about like embodied intelligence. I'm the coordinators of these new agreements. So this is one of our projects, ongoing projects, having the hands remotely controls the robotic arms for putting the floral design. Of course, this is a very beginning stage. Yeah, so we go back to we finish the introductions and to go to the today topics. What is the metaverse? So I think I usually ask the audience, okay, what is the metaverse? Usually they give many definitions. In Hong Kong, they think this is blockchain, this is NFT. Oh, hello. Yes, welcome. Yeah. 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 Hmm. So we have more people joining our metaverse. Usually, it's like in Hong Kong, we usually relate the metaverse to NFT, to the financial assets, virtual assets. But for myself, okay, I think most of us usually look back to a particular technologies, and then we look back, oh, this is metaverse. It's a virtual environment, just like the Facebook try to define. But my own definitions for the metaverse is the next internet, the immersive internet. When I was a kid, okay, I go home and with the 56K and then try to connect the computer together. And then we play the chess online, which is 2D. But when the technology advanced, we see that we can put some avatars face, this lion or these avatars. So two peoples, they can feel each other being present. So we are moving from the 2D website to the 3D immersive world. Yeah, but we can use it in more cases like social, jobs, finance, amusement, economics. Yeah, so user interactivity, like human-computer interaction is very important because metaverse, we try to replicate all the instant from our real world, maybe only we can also do some digital twins for a particular part in our physical world. So XR or VR with the key content delivery methods. So we may be living in a very hyper-realistic media, okay, to do some education purpose. So today, our talk will focus on the cultural experience or intangible cultural heritage, ICH, because we try to use the VR or XR to deliver the values or narrative or storytellings related to the cultural experience. Okay, why we need to do this? Because some experience cannot be replicated, or we have limited resources, especially in Hong Kong. We have limited space. Maybe we don't have the sound stage for the particular dancing or directing training. So that's why we use the VR as the method to do the pre-training. Yeah, so we will go into very deep for this case, Dragon Ball. Okay, Dragon Ball. Okay, I heard some people do Dragon Ball in Cambridge River. Is it? You don't know. Okay, yeah, and also for the courts. Okay, why the court is very different is we put this court inside the VR because for the kids, for the teenage, maybe they have no idea what is the legal procedure. When they know, maybe they are already in trouble. That's why we give them early warning or early educations. Or if you do something wrong, okay, send a particular message, okay, we want to kill someone, okay, that is very important, then you will be in trouble. And also we will have the final case related to public health. And the rest of them, I will also show the demo video. So we will see a lot of video in this talk. Yeah. So I hope you won't fall asleep. Yeah. Okay, and the first one is the method judge. Okay, why we decide this? Because we want to let the students to understand the legal procedure and also let them know you cannot do something. If you do something wrong, then you will go to the court and encounter all this legal procedure. Okay, and also we introduce some AI characters inside the court, okay, environments. So maybe people can do the role plays like a lawyer or like a legal clerk and etc. So this is the video that show the VR environments. Can you hear some audios? No?
Engaging experiences. However, traditional legal education often faces limitations in accessing physical courtrooms, real-time observation of trials, or direct interaction with legal practitioners.
For a moment, the volume was higher and then it went down
An
again.
immersive VR
Uh,
simulation for legal.
and someone tell you. Yeah, so now it should work. So because when you're talking, I can move from Zoom. So I muted myself.
For task 3, it is
I let the video finish first, and then let me explain a little bit. You so you will be a judge, and then you have the chance of like checking all the evidence. And one of the evidence is that you see that the suspect, okay, he sent some message out because he received a message like, oh, I pay you 50 US dollar. Then you send this message out in another language. And then this person, he does not understand what is the consequence because maybe he is not mature enough, okay? So he sent a message, he did it, but later on the police tried to get him into trouble, okay, because the message is illegal, okay? So yeah, so this is the story. And as a judge, finally you will choose some like probations, or you send him to the jail, or like doing service in the communities. Yeah. Yeah. So we have many options and let the people understand what is the consequence in through the VR. So this is the environment. You can have the judge, okay, juries, audience, okay, someone is sitting there, okay, and also we have witnesses and the defendants and prosecutor. Yeah. So for the results, okay, we compare the VR and PC to each others. So this paper is in the scientific report in press. So we see that the user, the learners, they have enhanced the autonomies, but they have lower competence in VR. They feel more competence in the PC environment. Maybe they feel more familiar with the situations. But we see that we have a positive correlations between the autonomous presence and the iterative controls, indicating that the user feel more controls in such an immersive system. Yeah. And for the user workload, you can see that the VR environment significantly lower the mental demand and also enhance their performance in VR. They can try more, because in the VR environment, actually it is more like an open world. We don't have a particular sequence what you to do next. And I would also like to mention, after they finish all the VR experiments, they can sitting together and do the discussion why they have this judgment as a judge. Okay, for example, why you decide to give the probation to the yes. And also for the IPQ, we achieve like being there. I think this is very standard questionnaire for the VR or yeah. Yeah, and now we move to the next work, the meta round room. Okay, so we cannot squeeze ourselves into a small as like a cell or like an immune system. So but we can do it in VR. Okay, we make us in a very tiny characters. So we need to pass through all the steps. Okay, to defend ourselves as an immune system. So we also follows the Bloom taxonomy, okay? So our system actually can go from knowledge, comprehensions, okay, to more higher levels like the application and analysis. And this is our claim. And so what is the process? Okay, you get the dirty food, okay, the egg of the round worms, okay, your first step, okay, you feel uncomfortable, okay, then you will try to make it out, okay, doing that. And because we are very civilized person, okay, we won't do the things like poo, okay, so we will just get it inside our body, okay. Then we will pass through like liver, lungs, okay. Then we go back to the mouth again, like if you have the chance, you will do the cut too, okay. But we are very civilized person, so we won't do that. Yeah, so again, it will go back to our body, and then it will become an adult round rooms. So we have the VR and compare with the interactive slides as our user study. Let me show you the VR first.
Enter prologue.
So this is the main ideas, and we have 6 levels for this. And as a comparisons, we also make our slides more interactive. So we have a specific tools to make all the slides are more interactive. You see, we have questions to make sure we have a baseline that is strong enough. So we have the assessment, okay? And each slide, actually, we have the interaction types. For example, assessment, visual identification, selection activities, and also audio feedback to draw all the attentions for all these levels. So we have the VR, you need to play it once. And also for the slide, for another group of participants, we need to read all the slides. So this is a between subject study. We have 48 participants. We divide them into 2 groups, 24 and 24. And for the 3 assessment, for the knowledge part, okay, one of the objective is to understand how they understand the whole cycle, entire cycle of the metal roundworms. Okay, so we have the pretest to make sure they have the understanding. And then after the VR or interactive slides, we ask them some question as a post-test. And 1 week later, we also test about the retentions. Okay, so we have the questions like what is the main way roundworm infect the bodies, and what are the usual characteristics of the roundworm eggs, and etc. So then we have the result. Okay, and you can see on the top. Okay, for the pre-test, they don't have the very big difference, but after they learn, we see a big difference between the pre-test and post-test. And I also want to highlight that for the follow-ups, okay, 1 week later, you can see with the meta roundworm, the VR environment, they learn much better. And then we also test about the usability of the system. It looks okay. Okay, so I will skip that part. So we have more time to discuss the 3rd cases. And this is the meta dragon boat. Okay, and you know, dragon boats, we do like rolling. Okay, if we push, make some force, okay, on the right hand side, it will go left. Okay, if we put some force from the left hand side, then we will go right. Okay, that is the main ideas. And this is a very traditional Chinese culture, and people, we want to promote this because I think not everyone at their home have 1 dragon boat, right? We don't have this space and also these resources. And also we don't have enough space for the 7 million people having the dragon boat on the Victoria Harbors. Yeah, so that's why we put it in VR. Yeah. So we make a virtual campus. This work already published in ACM Multimedia. So we make a digital twins. Okay, we have a servo here that will give the resistance, and then the student, okay, the audience, they can drive the dragon boat going up, going forward, or left, right, okay, in this digital campus. So this is the video. types of I have three types of interaction techniques, right? The first one is with the resistant the pedals, okay, with the digital twins. Another one is with the standard controllers. We want to promote these activities to wider audience. So people with the standard controller, they don't need to have a lot of physical activities, so they can still doing the Meta Dragon Balls in VR. Okay, but our main question is like, if we want to make the Dragon Balls more realistic, should we introduce more physical activities or physical demand to the student? At what level this physical demand may destroy or impact our user experience? Okay, so we have the first study. Okay, so you see that they are keeping their like the average heart rate, okay, at a quite high levels, okay, but not very high, okay. It's a very safe level, okay. And also they have the calories burn, okay, and also they have the qualities. They think the system in VR or like being present and also laser TRX. But later on in our another versions, okay, I would like to emphasize this. And yeah, so we make another versions, okay? This one, we 3D print the Dragon Balls and make it more realistic. And also we have the professional device here. So people really need to do a lot of real physical activities here, okay? So it is a professional training device, the pedaling controllers, okay? Then we also compare with other lighter conditions, like only having the small pedals, okay? So you see, we have three conditions. One is hands-free, another one is mini pedal. This one is very light. You only need to do that with some computer vision techniques. And then we have the AI coach to tell you how to do that. And later on, we compare all these conditions. This work is under review in ISMA. Okay, the results just released yesterday. Yeah, quite good, not very bad. Yeah, so I will skip the results part, but I just want to let you know we are exploring. Okay, we intentionally give more physical demands to the user. But we don't know what level is good enough. So we try to increasing our physical demands through different combinations of interactivity, interaction conditions. Yeah. Yeah, and the next work is under preparations for TVCG. Yes, we already finished all the experiments. Yeah. How we collect all the professional step from the professionals. Yeah. and then we can teach more students later on. They can through this use this system to do the to teach the floral design. And the next one is tea culture. Because of limited time, you see the main step in VR, we teach the student how to do the preparing the tea. And we have several steps. And the first one is the cooking, okay? And then you need to press it to press the water out, tea rolling, okay? And the tea rolling is like, okay, yeah. So you need to do this. You do more, then the progress bar will move, going to the 100% to the end. And then drying, okay? And finally, you need to put it in the right manner and enjoy. And we also have other work related to culture, for example, directing, because we don't have the sound stage. Okay, so in this environment in VR, you can, I think some of you may already know this paper in IEEE VR, yes. And so in this sound stage, you need to take a videos, recordings, okay, like the directings, like you are directors, okay? Then you can use different lighting conditions, okay, to set up this stage. And also we detect what is the gaze of the user. We see that like the male and female, they have different gaze pointing and different techniques to manage this. That is quite interesting. So let me show you. Yeah, so we have also one new work also submitted to ISMA is about the funerals. Okay, funerals, you know, is a ceremony. We say goodbye to someone, but because of the IRB, we cannot use real people, real person. Okay, so what is the replacement? Let make a guess. We use a cat. Okay, instead of a person. Okay, even we choose a person, it is very hard. We spend like 2 to 3 weeks to think about who should be on the photo, okay? And one of the interesting things is that PolyU is next to this funeral place, okay? Actually, 3 minutes walk outside the campus, the back door of the campus, then you can reach this place. Then we go there and take a lot of photos, okay? And people looking on us, wow, these people are very weird. Okay, they take photo in this place. So then we build up this. This is the virtual one. Okay, you see it is very highly photorealistic because this is the most recent work we did. And this is the place in the physical environment. Yeah, so we also explain the user study. Okay. So you may be aware ISMA this year, and the results are super positive. Yeah. So I hope it will survive. Yeah. So yeah, Wang Wang usually in Chinese culture, Wang Wang is a dog, but we use it as a cat. Okay. Yeah. So meow meow. Okay. Yeah. And we have the next one is the someone living on the boat after the day of the big typhoon one die, okay, in 1960. So people living on the boat, living above the water, they are at risk every day. So we want to show this narrative to the to and I will show this. I think we have two videos to go. So-called memory part. Okay, so it is based on our cultures. Okay, for example, when we eat the fish, we should not flip it. It means unlucky in our culture, in their cultures. Also, it influenced our culture in Hong Kong as well. And other things is like the wedding ceremonies. Okay, 贺大致. Okay, and then we also have other parts like singing the song. Okay, let me show this. This song, and also we have the case like we have the memories. For example, the education. Okay, this is the secondary school or primary school for them, for the fishery villages to do that. Yeah, so I think I need to move on. And we have other case, for example, delivering the empathies. Okay, you know what? Okay, uh, it is very hard to make friends with Finnish people. Yeah, because my own experience. Okay, is that you know, as a Chinese or Hong Kong a person from Hong Kong, we get used to talking a lot, okay? But people may looking at you, why you talking so much, right? Maybe they enjoy silence, okay? So if you don't talk to them, how can you make friends? Now, later on, I know the trick, okay? Just not talking, and then you will make friends with them. Okay, so if you don't understand, you will have a lot of hardship. So we collect the story. For example, the story like it is very hard to open a bank account, and also very hard to make friends, and about the different social distance. Not about COVID, it's the social distance. Okay, if there are two seats, okay, usually we won't make both seats occupy. Usually we have one seat empty. Okay. So after we collect all the story, we mix about 5 or 6 types of the narratives in VR, and then we invite the local to try it, so they can know how to build up internationalization of our university campus. So yeah, and also we have other things like the uh, tourism. Okay, for example, now in VR we can emulate a person, okay, that have these issues. Okay, so like getting the issues in getting a job, or in their living room, they need extra efforts to prepare a meal, or go when they are doing transportations, people may do some discrimination and etc. So we want to encourage people to understand how to see the things in different perspective. And the latest work we submit to ACM Multimedia is a different perspective for the pet. Okay, that's why we have the system name called not perspective, it's perspective. Yeah. So the user, they need to do two different angle. Okay, and the first one, okay, you know what is the goal of a human? Earning money, okay? I simplify the goal, okay? Of course, we have different things. For us, maybe publishing papers, yeah. Also education, new researcher as a professor. But as a dog, what is the goal, okay? We also need to get food, okay? And also we need to get the emotional values. If we feel unhappy, then maybe we will kill ourselves. Then for the dog version, you see the color is different. We tune the VR environment in the dog visions. And for human, that is normal, okay? Then finally, they experience different events like crossing the road. You can choose to help the dog or not. Or in the restaurant, okay, you can choose to give the money, no, give the food to the dog. But if you give the food to the dog, maybe your boss will find it out and then you will be fired. Then it will damage your financial values. Okay, so you will keep struggling. Should you help this dog? Okay, or crossing the road, okay, and then yeah, so finally we like this, okay, this is the case, okay, maybe we just ask the dog to leave this place, but if we don't do that, then your boss maybe sometime will spot that you are doing the bad things in terms of the company perspective. Yeah, and finally, we will choose based on your financial situation for the human or the health situation of a dog. We will have the ending, different ending for the dog. Okay, I don't know the results because the results will be next week. Yeah, so yeah, we can also use it for like museum. But as a final words, okay, now we go to the future work. Okay, we can use AI to build up the story. Okay, build up the contents easier than ever before. Let me show videos, the short one. We can use AI to do this.
A system that after that I make
show the contents in at the right manners. Now people are talking about robots. Okay, we also have some works, but I think I don't have time to go into the details for all these. But it could be domain specific, and also we also need to consider the cognitive layer for doing the telepresent job. And also we need to have the interaction techniques and visualization techniques for showing the information right. And this can be enabled by the LLM. And later on, maybe someone sitting at the back, okay, maybe in UK, in UCL, can control a robot in Hong Kong and deliver the contents. Yeah. And yeah, so, and also we can share the more memory or knowledge in the future. So I think I have to stop now. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we don't have time for questions. Thank you very much for stopping by. I think you'll be around for the next 45 minutes or so. So if anyone is interested in talking to Paul, please do reach out. I think you'll first talk to Ivana for a bit, and just for your information, we'll have to move on at 5 p.m. today for an internal meeting. But until 5, whoever is interested, please do reach out to Paul. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.